Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bear Day 2026. This is one of my favorite traditions at Brown because it gives us the opportunity to pause, come together as a community, and celebrate something that truly defines this institution, the extraordinary dedication, talent, and care of our staff. Every single day across this campus, staff members make Brown work. You support our students, partner with faculty, keep our campus running, solve problems, build systems, respond to challenges, and help move our university forward in ways often happening behind the scenes, but that are absolutely essential to our mission. Today is about recognizing that work. It's about celebrating each of you and also recognizing the recipients of our Excellence Awards, whose contributions represent the very best of what staff across Brown do every day. We also take time on Bear Day to recognize colleagues who are celebrating service milestones, honoring the years and in some cases decades of commitment you have given to this university. That dedication over time is what sustains Brown and allows our mission to continue from one generation to the next. Every day I walk to work, and one of my neighbors up the street is a Brown University faculty member. We often see each other when walking in or when I'm heading home, and we usually stop and chat for a minute. A few weeks ago, when we ran into each other, the first thing he asked was, "How are you doing?" And he asked it in that very genuine way that I think reflects something special about the Brown community. People here really do check in on each other. They notice when things have been heavy or when there's been a lot going on. He mentioned that he knew there had been a lot happening across campus and that it must be a lot to carry. I told him what many of us probably feel from time to time. I said, "Well, I'm hanging in there, but it just feels like every time you turn around, it's something else." He then said, "Well, sometimes that means you just have to turn around." I've thought about that comment many times since, as I fully realized what he meant and how profound his comment was. Because what I realized is that when things feel busy or complicated or challenging, it can be easy to keep just looking forward, looking straight ahead at the next issue, the next task, the next thing we have to navigate. But sometimes the most important thing we can do is actually turn around. Sometimes we need to turn around to see the goodness that surrounds us. Sometimes we need to turn around to see the care that people show each day across campus. Sometimes we need to turn around to see the opportunities that still exist, even in complicated moments. Sometimes we need to turn around to reconnect with the mission of Brown and remember why the work we do matters so much. And perhaps most importantly, sometimes we need to turn around so we can see each other. Because what makes Brown special is not just the work itself, it's the people who do that work together. Today is one of those moments when we get to turn around. We get to look around this community and recognize the incredible staff who keep this university moving forward. We get to celebrate the accomplishments of colleagues who go above and beyond. We get to honor those who have given years of service to Brown and whose dedication has shaped this place over time. We get to recognize the countless ways that your commitment, your creativity, and your care contribute to the life of this institution. Even in times where there may be challenges or uncertainty, what remains constant is the strength of this community and the dedication of the people who make Brown what it is. So today, I hope you take a moment to turn around. Turn around and see your colleagues. Turn around and see the impact of your work. Turn around and see the shared mission that connects all of us. And most of all, take a moment to celebrate yourselves and one another. Thank you for everything you do for Brown, and happy Bear Day.
And now, please welcome to the stage Megan Russell, Associate Dean of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the School of Engineering.
It was my sophomore year, and I was sprinting across the main green, desperately racing against a ticking clock and a setting sun along with my lab buddy, Joan. We were in a mad dash to get to University Hall before 5 p.m. so that we could submit our official concentration. And this was before we officially went online with declarations and ask, I might add. And we burst through the doors of University Hall, sweaty and out of breath, nervous and honestly quite terrified because electrical engineering was notoriously difficult. And as we stood there clutching our paperwork, two scared kids about to sign their lives away, we wondered if we were up for the challenge. And just moments earlier, Joan had whispered to me, "Are we really doing this?" To which I had replied, "Well, we just ran halfway across campus, so we better get a degree out of it." And once we finally got through the door, we braced ourselves for what we thought would be a mountain of paperwork and also a stern talking to for getting there right at the time when the University Hall was about to close. But the woman who was behind the desk didn't scold us, didn't roll her eyes, and let out a deep sigh like, she actually took a smile, looked at us, and said, "Congratulations on declaring engineering. Take a breath, we'll get you settled." And it was almost like she'd done this quite a few times before, I might add. And so within moments, our seemingly insurmountable nervousness was eradicated. So we thanked her, ran off to the next class, and we finally felt relieved and hopeful for the future. Only time would tell if we would be up for that challenge. But looking back, I realized that seemingly insignificant interaction was the spark that we needed to keep us going. Because of that brief moment of encouragement from her, from a staff member whose name I didn't even know, we kept on moving forward. Oh, and by the way, Joan went on to become a professor, and I worked in industry as an engineer for a while before returning here to my roots in this place that really feels like home for me. And so now I have the distinct pleasure of engaging with students from the School of Engineering, but also from every corner of this campus, from IAPA to French to CS, economics, applied math, and everything in between. We have so many things people are doing. And it really is something special for me to be a part of. I also get a chance to partner closely with our faculty. But honestly, it is my collaboration with all of you, the thousands of staff across our university, that gives me insights into the infrastructure that makes our collective work possible. And that's the quiet, life-altering power of the work that you do every day. You don't always get to see what happens to that panicked student who rushes in. You don't always see that just 5 minutes of patience helped to propel a future professor or drew a dean back to this campus to hold the door open for those coming behind her. Some of you may clock in for a 9 to 5, but the reality is your daily work is actively changing the trajectory of countless people's lives for the better. Now, standing on the other side as an administrator, the view offers a breathtaking, fuller picture of the lifeblood of this institution. We're told that when you graduate, your time as a student ends. You walk through the Van Wickle gates, grab your diploma, and then you move on. But working alongside all of you has helped me to realize this profound truth, in a little secret, actually. I never stopped being a student here. And in fact, I'm doing some of the most important learning right now with all of you. You're teaching me that the university is not defined solely by its endowment or its rankings, but by its people. You're teaching me what it means to serve something larger than yourself. And most importantly, you're reminding me how to genuinely love and support others simply for who they are and not for what they can do for you. And this year, I think we all received a master class in that type of love. There were moments that tested our endurance, moments when our campus felt incredibly heavy and the path forward felt obscured. December 13th was one of those moments. The weight of that challenge was immense, and I never want to diminish how heavy it truly was and continues to be for so much of our community. But what's etched into my memory from that day and the days that followed is what outshined that darkness. It was the astonishing speed at which this community moved to carry that burden together. I saw colleagues checking in on each other. I saw our extraordinary dining services team stepping in to ensure our community was physically nourished even while people were exhausted. I saw teams from entirely different corners of campus seamlessly merging their efforts for a united purpose. I saw people stepping up to do work that was nowhere in their job description simply because someone else needed a hand. We chose compassion over convenience. We chose connection over division. And we chose to rise up when it mattered most. And that's why Bear Day this particular year for me is not merely quiet recognition or a polite golf clap, but it's a profoundly deep moment of reverence, because somewhere on this campus today, a student didn't give up because of a conversation they had with you. A colleague didn't break down because you actually took the time to listen. And a researcher is even closer to curing cancer because you found a way to give them the tools that they needed to run their lab. I initially came to Brown to learn how to learn and to learn how to solve complex problems. But standing in this room, looking at all of you, I realize you're the ones teaching me. And it's one of the most important lessons of all, which is how to use that problem solving to serve the people around us. When I stood in University Hall years ago, I really wondered if I was up for the challenge. But you all remind me every day, we are up for the challenge. As long as we face it together. We did not survive this year without each other, and we will not continue to build the next beautiful, brilliant chapter of Brown University without each other. So, to the heartbeat of this campus, to some of my greatest teachers, thank you all.
And now, please welcome to the stage Marie Williams, Vice President of University and Resources.
So good to see everyone today. And I wonder if this is what it's like at the Oscars. Because spotlight is on, and I'm looking into the crowd, and it is dark. But I see just little glimpses of teeth smiling at me. Let's give another round of applause to Megan, Sarah Latham. And I also want to say hello, everyone. Just before I move on with some of my talking points, again, it really has been, we've gone through a lot of challenge together. And I continue to hear, and I heard it with Sara talking about the importance of turning around. And I so really believe that. But I also heard from Megan about even with the immense challenges that we have encountered as a staff, as a community, we can continue to be resilient because of the compassion, connection, care, and also love that we have for one another, and that we continue to support one another. I also like always connecting words. We're like, there's a lot of C's in there. So think about as you're creating your acronyms, and you know at Brown, we love a good acronym. There's some great ones there, but it really does speak to the heart of who we are. So Megan is just a wonderful colleague. When I first met her, she's just truly inspiring. And so thank you so much for kicking off our program. And her words today really do speak to the ever true spirit of our staff, the way we continue to show up for one another. And and this has been an aspect of what we've been trying to do even with UHR, is to show the care that we have for one another. So we're all grateful that you could join us today via live stream. Thank you to those of you who are also here to enjoy today's Bear Day festivities. We really felt it was really important to bring the Excellence Awards presentation back into the main Bear Day program so that we all can collectively celebrate the incredible achievements of all of our colleagues together. So we want this year and the coming years to really truly be a full reflection of all of our impactful work that we're doing together for our campus community. So before we get into the Excellence Awards presentation, I want to take a moment, but now I see how dark it is. We might not get to see you all do this, but I'd like to take a moment to honor our 2025 Years of Service recipients. Oh, the light came on. If only I knew I had that power before. Nobody told me this. So I'm going to ask, this is a moment of activity. So could the recipients in the room who have reached the years of service milestone of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I can't remember if we have any 35-year recipients, can you all stand so we can recognize and celebrate you? Thank you so much for indulging us. Again, we want to recognize you and thank you for your commitment to Brown, for all of you, but it's always a wonderful thing when we can recognize our longstanding employees, and we're so grateful to each and every one of you. And again, as Sara said it, Megan said, and I'm going to say it, we really do appreciate everything that you do for Brown each day. So what about this afternoon? We are here to honor our Excellence Award winners. We have 10 individual winners and 4 teams across the award categories of, see, I told you it was like the Oscars, citizenship, efficiency, innovation, leadership, diversity and inclusion, rising stars, and service. So we have asked our senior leaders, and I see there's lovely faces along here in the rows, to be here today. We've asked our senior leaders, department supervisors, and nominators to also join us to say a few special words about each of our winners' amazing achievements. And so, without further ado, let's get started. MJ, take it away. Thank you.
And now, please welcome to the stage Michael Guglielmo, Vice President for Facilities and Campus Operations, presenting the Citizenship Award to Leo Eastman.
Good afternoon. The mission of Facilities and Campus Operations is to support the university by enhancing the quality of its physical facilities. At the foundation of this mission are 7 core values: respect, customer service, collaborative relationships, stewardship, excellence, effectiveness, and employee development. Today, it is my honor to recognize Facilities and Campus Operation Custodian Leo Eastman, who 2 days ago completed 33 years of service to Brown University. Leo is receiving the Excellence Award for Citizenship in acknowledgement of his exceptional contributions and steadfast commitment to facilities and campus operations, mission, and core values. He began his career as a custodian supporting Pembroke Quad in 1993 and is currently assigned to Rochambeau House, Andrews Commons, and Page Robinson Hall. The nomination was supported by 25 faculty, staff, and students from Rochambeau House who were eager to express their gratitude and praise for Leo by providing support for the nomination and affirming his work ethic. And that's been some work ethic over 33 years. It's amazing. I will now share a few comments from Leo's nomination that summarize why Leo is so deserving of this recognition. He knows the building better than anyone, its idiosyncrasies, its needs, and contributes immeasurably to make it welcoming as a beautiful space. How many people have been in Rochambeau House? It's a beautiful piece of architecture here up on the east side. If you haven't been there, please stop by and say hi to Leo. To say that he goes above and beyond is an understatement. He does not do justice to his very high standards, professionally and humanly. He radiates warmth and compassion, and this is felt in the spaces he so diligently cares for. And this one really means a lot. I cannot imagine our building a community without him. I hope that he knows how much we deeply appreciate and the often unseen and uncredited work he does on a daily basis. Lastly, from some of his facilities, custodial service management staff, the level of dedication he has had over the past 33 years has not lessened for one moment. We were just talking about his weekly commitments where he's working athletic events. He never stops working and caring for Brown. Leo consistently demonstrates dedication and technical expertise that set the gold standard for the custodial team. I am pleased to join the staff of the Rochambeau House in recognizing Leo for the Excellence Award in Citizenship as he goes above and beyond each and every day. Please join me in congratulating Leo as his much-deserved Excellence Award and 33 years of service here at Brown. His hard work and dedication is something we can all emulate. Come on up, Leo.
And now, please welcome Kristie Sullivan, Associate Director of Student Health and Wellness, presenting the Citizenship Award to Erika Lorange.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my honor today to recognize someone who truly exemplifies the spirit of community and care at Brown University, Erika Lorange. As Assistant Director of Student Health Insurance Operations, Erika has transformed what can be a confusing and stressful process into one defined by clarity, compassion, and trust. She brings not only deep expertise, but an extraordinary level of care to every interactions with students, families, and colleagues. Erika has made it her mission to ensure that no student feels overwhelmed when navigating health insurance. Whether she's explaining complex coverage in simple terms, helping resolve billing challenges, or supporting a student in moments of real financial or medical stress, she shows up with patience, empathy, and unwavering dedication. Her impact is both systemic and deeply personal. She has improved processes, expanded access, and built strong partnerships across the university, while also making herself available 7 days a week, including evenings, so students and families can get help when they need it most. Many describe her as not a resource, but a lifeline. One student captured it best, sharing that they could sleep soundly knowing Erika was on the case. Through her leadership, Erika has strengthened the fabric of the Brown community, embodies the values of care, equity, and shared responsibility that define true citizenship. For her integrity, compassion, and exceptional commitment to others, it is a privilege to recognize her with Brown University's Excellence Award in Citizenship. Please join me in congratulating Erika Lorange Erika, please come to the stage.
And now, please welcome to the stage Patricia Poitevien, Vice President of Campus Life, presenting the Diversity and Inclusion Award to Caitlin O'Neill.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd just like to say before sharing a couple of comments about Caitlin, go Campus Life. Okay, that's it. It is my absolute pleasure today to recognize Caitlin O'Neill, Dr. Caitlin O'Neill, Director of our LGBTQ Center, with this year's Bear Excellence Award for Diversity and Inclusion. In their 6 years at Brown, Caitlin has built something special and something necessary, especially now. On any given day, you'll find Stonewall House full, not just with programming, but with people. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of the intentionality, warmth, and consistency that Caitlin brings to their work every single day. At the heart of that work is a deep and abiding commitment to inclusion and belonging for all marginalized people. And what makes that commitment so powerful is what it means in practice. And when you build a space where every marginalized identity is genuinely welcomed and honored, you build a space for everyone, full stop. Caitlin understands this intuitively, and it shows in how Stonewall House feels to anyone who walks through the door. Every week, Caitlin co-facilitates, among all of the things that they do, 2 very important student support groups: the Trans and Gender Diverse Student Support Group and the Rivera Baldwin Support Group, which explores the intersections of race, gender, and sexuality. These aren't one-off events. They're weekly commitments open to undergraduate, graduate, and medical students, and they have grown a devoted community of participants who return week after week. That kind of sustained trust is earned, and Caitlin has earned it. At a moment when diversity and inclusion work in higher education is under real pressure and threat, Caitlin has done something difficult. They have held both the policy work and the people work at the same time and done both with grace. They have helped Brown navigate complex institutional commitments while also making sure that students, especially trans and non-binary students, know they are seen and supported. On a very personal note, I have known Caitlin to be a constant and reliable source of support for students, for staff, and for faculty alike. They carry very significant responsibilities as director of Stonewall, and yet they're always looking for ways to show up as a positive force. They exemplify what it means to be truly student-centered and people-centered, coming to work each day with grace, compassion, and intention. Caitlin creates space for everyone around them to shine. Please join me in congratulating Caitlin O'Neill, a model of what it means to do this work with both rigor and heart.
And now, please welcome Joseph Meisel, Joukowsky Family University Librarian, Adjunct Associate Professor of History, presenting the Diversity and Inclusion Award to the Center of Digital Scholarship.
Hey, everyone. The experts, scholars, and technologists at the Library's Center for Digital Scholarship partner with faculty across the disciplinary spectrum on groundbreaking research. The work requires exactly what Brown's academic culture nurtures: thinking outside the traditional scholarly box, daring but principled experimentation, cross-disciplinary collaboration, and working together as a community of faculty, students, and staff. This is one of those stories. For over a decade, the CDS team has worked with Professor of History Linford Fisher to develop Stolen Relations, Recovering Stories of Indigenous Enslavement in the Americas, shedding new light on the under-recognized enslavement of as many as 6 million Indigenous people. The project has established new models for ethical and community-engaged research practices. Representatives from a dozen tribal groups in the region harmed by this deeply painful history collaborate on interpreting the elusive and fragmentary documentation. Their agency in informing knowledge of their ancestors makes the research far richer and benefits present-day Indigenous communities. Publicly launched in May, Stolen Relations has already been viewed by thousands of people around the globe. The work and its impact will continue to grow, and I am so pleased for this recognition of the outstanding Center for Digital Scholarship project team. And I will read their names. This is the first group one, so but everybody start coming up. Ashley Champagne, Cody Carvel, Birkin Diana, Patrick Rashley, Tarika Sankar, Convo, and Elizabeth Yalkut.
And now, please welcome Sara Emmenecker, Associate Director, Stewardship Reporting, presenting the Efficiency Award to the awarded projects team.
Good afternoon. On behalf of my fellow nominators in advancement, it's a privilege to celebrate a team that turned a technological challenge into a university-wide win. You don't expect software implementation to be a source of excitement, but Alyssa Wilcox, Sarah Justice, and Mamdouh Elanani did more than just implement a new tool. They traversed a clunky, fragmented data system to build something that's scalable and reliable, while setting a new standard for how cross-functional technology projects are executed within the Division of Advancement. Before the awarded software platform, our scholarship matching project was, to put it politely, a hurdle. This team didn't just clear that hurdle, they removed it. They navigated complex data systems across advancement, OIT, and our campus partners to create a single source of truth for more than 1,500 scholarships, medical scholarships, and fellowships. What the data doesn't show is the sheer grit that it took to build consensus and standardize messy processes. Their work has significantly increased our data integrity, and just as importantly, our donor confidence. Alyssa, Sarah, and Mamdouh, thank you for building a more reliable future for Brown. Please join me in congratulating the awarded project team recipients of the 2025 Excellence Award for Efficiency.
And now please welcome Naomi Ninneman, BWell Associate Director for Empowerment and Prevention, presenting the Innovation Award to Takya Smith.
Hi, everyone. I am so proud to present the Excellence Award for Innovation to my BWell Health Promotion colleague, Takya Smith. Woo! At BWell, our small but mighty team has the mission to build a true culture of care, one that is proactive, inclusive, and deeply rooted in the needs of our students. Takya's work is an outstanding example of that mission in action. Takya has this incredible ability to anticipate and head off challenges. Over the past several years, she has built Brown's overdose prevention training program from the ground up, making Brown one of the first schools in Rhode Island to offer free, life-saving opioid antagonists and training in their use to our community. To date, more than 600 Brown students, staff, and faculty have been trained to administer naloxone. Because of the foundation that Takya built, Brown was ready to hit the ground running when new Rhode Island legislation this past summer required naloxone in all dorms this past fall. Takya takes a bespoke approach to her public health efforts and knows that for our efforts to be most effective, they have to authentically represent the Brown student population. Whether she is scripting student navigator videos with our peer educators to customize online courses for our incoming classes, or designing interactive workshops to build harm reduction skills, Takya ensures our work is centered in and informed by the student experience. These visionary above and beyond approaches have been recognized by both our peer institutions and national organizations, including NASPA, which is the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators, and Vector Solutions, which awarded Brown the Campus Prevention Network Seal of Prevention. Takya also excels at collaboration and breaking down silos. She created the Substance Use and Harm Reduction Working Group, bringing together staff from across the 5 student health and wellness departments to innovate for student health and safety. As one member of this working group describes it, Takya leads with a quiet strength that invites everyone to the table to brainstorm creatively. Takya, your innovative excellence makes our BWell team better, and each and every day, we all get to see you make Brown a healthier, safer, and more supportive place for our students. Please come up and accept this well-deserved award.
Please welcome to the stage Tim Shiner, Senior Associate Dean of the College for Advising, presenting the Innovation Award to Shantae Montgomery.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to present the Excellence Award for Innovation to my colleague Shantae Montgomery. As Associate Dean of the College for Class Year Advising, Shantae provides training and development to over 300 faculty and staff academic advisors. In the past year, she has transformed our approach to this work. Her vision for an advising curriculum provides multiple touch points with differing degrees of time commitment and multiple levels of depth to support advisors in continued growth. She has developed new digital resources, video communications, and regular in-person opportunities, which cover critical aspects of Brown's open curriculum and tools for advising our student body. The largest shift was the creation of AdvisorCon, a one-day conference which included a plenary session and 24 breakout sessions offered by campus partners. Topics included advising for specific populations such as transfer, international, and pre-med students, skill development such as advising students in crisis, and information about specific Brown programs such as fellowships and Sprint. At a time when students feel increasing pressure to maximize their marketability for employment post-Brown, empowering skilled advisors to help students take advantage of Brown's curriculum is critical to preserving what makes Brown unique. In addition to her work with exploratory advising, Shantae is an excellent advisor herself, a wonderful colleague and thought partner, and plays a huge role in stewarding peer academic advising via the Meikle-John program. She's making similar enhancements in the peer advising space as part of a larger strategic plan she developed. Over time, these changes will impact all undergraduate students by better preparing advisors to support them in charting their academic pathways. Please join me in congratulating Shantae on this well-deserved recognition.
And now, please welcome Lieutenant John Carvalho presenting the Leadership Award to Kiana Young.
Good afternoon, everybody. A very nice picture, Kiana. Hello, everybody. It's my honor to represent the Department of Public Safety and Emergency Management as we honor a leader who defines what it means to serve the Brown University community. Kiana Young, our Excellence Award recipient for leadership. In the Department of Public Safety, Kiana is the definition of first in and last out. She doesn't just manage, she shows up, leading over 150 events a year to assure that our students feel safe, feel heard, and are seen. But her leadership isn't just about numbers. It's about the grace in which she carries into her duties every day of the academic year. Kiana leads with a philosophy of lifting others as she rises. She invests in her people with the same intentionality she brings to campus safety, often acting as the mirror that helps her staff see their own greatness, even when they sometimes may not see it in themselves. We also must acknowledge the mountain that she had to climb. Prior to her arrival, the Outreach Bureau was essentially dormant. The foundation was missing, and the challenges were steep. DPS put a lot on her plate, and Kiana didn't just clear the plate, as usual. She built a thriving department where there was once a void. She hasn't just met our expectations, but she's redefined them. While she is a powerhouse professional, she is also the heart of the department, known for her warmth, kindness, and well-known weakness for a good dessert. Kiana, your dedication is amazing, and we couldn't be prouder to celebrate your leadership today. Ladies and gentlemen, please assist me in welcoming Kiana Young to the stage to receive her Leadership Award.
Please welcome Diane Lipscomb, Director of the Robert J. and Nancy D. Carney Institute for Brain Science, presenting the Leadership Award to Kristen Webster.
Oh, hi, everyone. It's great to see such a crowd. Wonderful. Well, I'm really thrilled to be up here, actually representing the whole team, because this was really a team effort, to present Dr. Kristen Webster with the Excellence Award in Leadership. And I'm going to tell you a little about Kristen, for those who don't know her. She is, of course, an inspirational leader, hence the award. But so much more than that. Kristen is the Associate Director for Training and Development in the Institute, which is focused on brain science. And she primarily helps graduate students and postdocs find their way, find a purpose, and why are they doing what they're doing. She's always there. She's always available for them. But Kristen is also a real team player, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what she does. So first of all, I would say that Kristen is brilliant in many of the things that she does, but she's also like the fixer, but she never takes the credit. She always gives the credit to other people. She's multi-talented, as I said, but she never gloats in her brilliance. She is a leader, but she always is open to guidance from others, always takes input. and really a strong, strong, strong member of what makes our community in brain science so wonderful a place to be. And at the beginning, when people were talking about community at Brown, Kristie is the person that really brings community to the Institute. So I'm just going to close by just talking a little. I've known Kristie actually for years. She was a graduate student in my lab. So this is a real pleasure for me. But as I said, to emphasize, it's a real team effort. So to just kind of close and say how wonderful Kristie is, she's an essential part of the Institute, which really supports faculty, graduate students, undergraduates, and staff to really make our center, well, the Institute, so incredibly successful. She creates an outstanding and really inclusive environment for everybody, for the trainees, for faculty, for staff. She really motivates people. She motivates the team. She motivates me. And she's kind of like this ray of sunshine. Like if any of us have like this really bad, like stressful day, kind of walk into her office and there's this ray of sunshine. So Kristie is the person that just, uplifts everybody, and she also has been an incredible colleague to me, but also to the team. So Kristie, please come up and receive your award.
Now please welcome Asabe Paloma, Associate Provost for Global Engagement and Director of the Mellon Mays Undergraduate Fellowship Program, presenting the Service Award to the International Student and Scholar Services.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my sincere pleasure to follow in this fantastic lineup of both the recipients and those who are honoring them, to also join my distinct honor in appreciating my team, the team that I have the pleasure of working alongside. It's the International Student and Scholar Services team for the Excellence Award for Service. The ISSS team is Central Mission Control for over 3,400 international students, scholars, faculty, and employees here at Brown. They handle perhaps some of the most complex and often invisible work of non-immigrant study and employment visa needs, ranging from certificates that allow folks to apply for visas and immigration status to the United States, to also preparing legal petitions for adjusting their status to stay on as hopefully permanent residents within the United States. While the award is presented collectively to the team, each singular team member plays a unique role, so unique that actually we have no duplicates on my team. We're small but mighty, ranging from our wonderful director, Andy Shiatani, to Benjamin Kemp, as administrative and international scholar coordinator, Brian Williamson, Administrative and Systems Coordinator, Jennifer Dressen, our Assistant Director who primarily supports master's students, Kelsey Dennis, Assistant Director who supports undergraduate students, Laura Beth Montague, Assistant Director for Scholars, and Sonia Paulson, Assistant Director that supports MFAs, PhDs, and Visitor and Research Fellows. What makes this team truly excellent, in my opinion, and I'm glad the selection committee agreed, is how they have navigated and continue, might I add, to respond to what has been perhaps the most unprecedented year in America's history in terms of federal immigration landscapes, changes, and global travel disruptions. In April 2025, when this began in its unprecedented nature, when the federal government suddenly terminated the records of thousands of students nationwide with no warning, subjecting them to immediate deportation proceedings, to a month later in May 2025, when visa issuances were suddenly paused indefinitely for the hundreds of newly admitted international students around the world, this team not only rose to the occasion and acknowledged the crisis, but they monitored databases frequently, sometimes hourly, often through the night, to make sure that some of our vulnerable students were not at risk of sudden and unjustified deportations. They also worked tirelessly to provide critical and timely support when faculty, students, and staff reached out regarding how to navigate these sudden and untenable times. All the while, they were also managing their normal output, which for those of you who are less familiar, includes often around 20,000 distinct email caseload, over 2,000 advising appointments, hundreds of workshops, as well as last year in particular, recertifying Brown's designation to continue to host international students and scholars through the F1 and J1 certification process, which was sort of hanging in the balance of all of this change. In the space of this widespread anxiety and uncertainty, the team remained informed, agile, and available. They did not just provide a service, they provided stability, expertise, and compassionate care vital to our community during these perilous times. They truly embodied excellence in service. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating the ISSS team as they come forward to receive their awards.
And now please welcome Robert Purcell, James Manning Professor of Anthropology, presenting the Service Award to the Heffenreffer Museum of Anthropology.
Good afternoon, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to be able to present a Staff Excellence Award to the NAGPRA team of the Heffenreffer Museum of Anthropology. NAGPRA is the popular acronym for the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act that provides legal processes for museums and federal agencies to return Native American human remains, funerary objects, sacred objects, and objects of cultural patrimony to lineal descendants, Indian tribes, and Native Hawaiian organizations. The NAGPRA team consists of 5 staff members: Christina Hodge, Associate Director; Terry Gentis, Head Curator; Kelly Bowers, Associate Curator of Repatriation and Provenance; Jen Wyckoff, Registrar/Collections Manager; and Jim Whitney, Manager of the Circumpolar Lab. The work of the team this past year has been outstanding. They have reached out to 576 federally recognized tribes, notifying them of the museum's move to Providence and requesting guidance regarding the duty of care component of the new regulations. They have written successful National Park Service repatriation grants to fund visits by tribal groups. They have managed a digital project involving the conversion of videotape made by J. Lewis Giddings, a leading archaeologist and our first museum director, into digital format. This involved collaborating with faculty and students in the Department of Modern Language, Culture, and Media. And I want to single out here Jim Whitney, who took copies of the Giddings videos to Ambler, Alaska last June, where he hosted a movie night for the community, complete with soda and popcorn. The NAGPRA team has gone above and beyond our legal requirements. They've established new relationships with tribes and re-engaged with communities with whom we've had long-standing historical relationships. I'm very pleased to recognize and acknowledge the team's deep commitment to and hard work on repatriation, which is core to the museum's mission. Please join me in recognizing the NAGPRA team.
Now please welcome Joel Rethel, Deputy Dean for Academic and Student Affairs, presenting the Rising Star Award to Kamal Shah.
Before I give my very short speech, I just want to say thank you to all of you for coming to recognize the excellent work of our fellow staff, and especially thank you to the Brown staff who worked today to make this event possible. It is an honor to present the Rising Star Award to my colleague, Kamal Shah. When Kamal joined Brown almost 3 years ago, master's education was at a moment of crucial transition. Master's programs had recently moved from the graduate school to the School of Professional Studies. There was little professionalized support in place for master's students, while the Center for Career Exploration had just launched to serve undergraduates and PhD students. The lack of career support for master's students was stark, and the need was great. Kamal set to work building a career services and professional development team with a focus and a drive that leaves me in awe. Over her first 2 years, she developed a strategy of support, built strong relationships with academic departments, students, and other administrative units, and hired 2 exceptional career counselors to implement her vision. And here I want to recognize Kamal's team, because while this is an individual award, I'm certain that she would tell you that it has been a team effort, and that we would not be where we are today without the work of Caitlin Giannetti and Amanda Blaska, who are here in the audience. I've been at Brown for over 15 years, and I've worked with a lot of teams in a lot of areas. I've never seen a manager build out a function from scratch as quickly, efficiently, or successfully as Kamal has done with career services. Kamal, you're not just a rising star, you are the living example of what we want the Division of Masters and Professional Programs to be. Will you please come to the stage and accept your award?
And now please welcome Vincent Harris, Associate Dean and Director of the Brown Center for Students of Color, presenting the Rising Star Award to Ajay Schaefer.
Hey, y'all. So before we start, please help me with 3 special words. Just trust me. Happy birthday, Ajay. Woo! Thank y'all for coming to her surprise birthday party. Her birthday was yesterday, so getting to introduce Ajay C. Schaefer from New York is such an honor. In her role as the Assistant Director of the Brown Center for Students of Color, she manages 2 of Brown's hallmark programs, the 56-year-old Third World Transition Program known as TWTP, and the 52-year-old MPC program and its counselor program. Ajay remains consistent, thorough, motivated in her role, even amidst compelling uncertainty for higher education administrators. And y'all know what I'm talking about. For example, let me share some data with you. With her leadership from 2023 to 2025, on average, 95% of undergraduate participants strongly agree that TWTP made them feel welcomed and supported during their transition to Brown. Woo! With 3 months of intentional onboarding in 2023, I witnessed Ajay supervise a new professional team member, and they were both new, 45 new student leaders, and work with over 10 on-campus and external partners, some of you in this room, to produce, execute, and implement strategic operations for the 4-day 5-night pre-orientation TWTP program, impacting over 600 incoming students at Brown and over 1,500 family members. Woo! Additionally, she leads our MPC Peer Counselor program, which guides 22 mentors as they supervise and support first-year students in a year-long exploration of how to navigate above the barriers to strive for equity and inclusion. Her leadership has increased the sense of belonging for over 270 mentees and counting. As I close, I want to reiterate her steadfast work ethic. Raise your hand if you once worked in the K-12 setting, middle school, high school. Okay, then raise your hand if a K-12 teacher has inspired you, college coach, or assistant principal. Raise your hand. Okay. So I knew we were getting something special when we hired Ajay from her K-12 background as a founding dean of school culture and an assistant principal. She would bring her diverse skill sets, ability to collaborate, lead, and use data-informed strategies to her role at Brown University. And she's done that and so much more. And did I mention she's doing all of this currently as a doctoral student at the University of Colorado, Denver. Truly, lastly, as one of her students said best in her quote and in her nomination, Ajay's leadership reflects a powerful balance of strength, compassion, and deep intentionality. She cultivates spaces where we, the students, feel grounded, affirmed, inspired to grow in our hired roles, personal journeys, and in how we show up for ourselves in our communities. Please help me in recognizing the 2026 Rising Star Award winner, Ajay C. Schaefer.
And now, please give your attention to a video message from Suresh Venkatesubramanian, Professor of Data Science and Computer Science, Professor of Humanities, for our final Rising Star, Meredith Mendola.
Hi, everyone. I'm Suresh Venkatesubramanian, the Director of the Center for Tech Responsibility, Reimagination, and Redesign. I'm really happy to provide this testimonial for Meredith Mendola, our Center Program Manager, for her Rising Star Excellence Award. Let me paint a picture of what Meredith has done in the span of just 1 year. She's made the center fully operational and financially secure. She's established the center as an essential, thriving intellectual hub that strengthens Brown's presence in making sense of how technology impacts society. She single-handedly built our operating structure and our communications operation. This nifty background on my Zoom screen, Meredith and our comms team. She's installed professional-grade project management and with unparalleled efficiency. And as a professor, I'm well aware that academics don't move that quickly, but Meredith has shown how we can move fast, effectively, and with entire teams of students trained to act as well-oiled units. Meredith has, most importantly, created a palpable excitement around the opportunities the center now offers Brown students, faculty, and the greater community. She's developed a culture in which students are intrigued and want to be a part of the center, where faculty enjoy their association with the center, and where the center has become a go-to place, and Meredith, the go-to person, to engage with questions about technology and society. All of this is just phenomenal. I'm really sad that I can't be there in person to honor Meredith. She's a truly exceptional employee who really embodies the energy, enthusiasm, and innovation deserving of the Rising Star Excellence Award. And I can only imagine the award she'll be getting in the future as well. Congratulations, Meredith.
Unfortunately, Meredith cannot be with us today, but I think she's watching via live stream. So let's give her another round of applause. And I think we all need one of those Zoom backgrounds. I think so. You're going to get lots of calls. Let's give also another round of applause to our nominators, our senior leaders, and most of all, our award winners. They've done a fabulous job. Woo! Now, as you know, we combined Excellent Awards with Bear Day. And you also know that with every Bear Day celebration, we have a Bear Day video. So, turn your attention to the screen for our annual video. Yes, let's do it.
The people who work at Brown are what make this university so special. Every day across campus, you show up for one another, supporting colleagues, caring for students, and helping to create the welcoming community that defines Brown. This year, we asked faculty, staff, and students to share thanks for their unsung heroes, the staff members who make a difference in ways big and small. The response was incredible. We received 105 messages recognizing employees from nearly 40 departments. As we hear some of these messages, let them serve as a powerful reminder of just how much care and generosity exists on our campus.
Dear John.
Dear Eileen.
Hey, Paul.
Susie.
Betsy, I want to thank you for the light you've brought to our department.
No matter the day, no matter the requests, no matter what.
You make us feel seen.
Always leading with kindness, patience, and wisdom.
You are the definition of a team player. You bring people together in a way that feels welcoming and supportive.
And you are never too busy to help us or to offer your advice and support.
Even though you often work behind the scenes, you deserve to be in the spotlight.
Your reliability, professionalism, and calm presence
has and continues to elevate the impact and image of the department.
You have a gift for making space to listen,
to lend a hand, offer thoughtful perspective, and support others without hesitation.
What I admire most is your humble expertise.
With 35 plus years here, you are a living archive of Brown knowledge and wisdom.
You keep the grounds around our building and beyond looking fresh and beautiful throughout the year.
You're the most student-centered, thoughtful, and inspiring colleague I could have asked for.
And truly an unsung hero to me and our team.
Thank you for all your love you pour into our days.
And for somehow making even the hardest days feel a little lighter.
Brown is truly better because of you.
Wow.
Oh, that really means a lot.
That's very sweet.
Oh my god.
I'm very curious to know who this person is.
It's one of two people.
How many guesses do I get?
Maybe my colleague Megan?
I'm thinking maybe it's David?
Oh! I kind of knew that, yeah. Kathy's the best.
Okay, I do know who that is. It's Grace.
Oh, Diane. I had a feeling it was close between Diane and Jessica.
What a sweetheart. It's Christina.
Of course it was Gary.
This is amazing. Yeah, I love her.
This means a lot to me because my heart is in this program.
It's just nice to be recognized. You do so much every day.
Here, I feel like more seen as a person.
It feels good that someone appreciates what I do, and it's a really good feeling.
Little things like this do mean a lot. They do.
Things like this really make the difference and just keep us motivated to keep doing a good job every day.
It's just so inspiring to be around people who really care about what they're doing.
Surrounded by people who want to make a difference in this world.
It makes it easier to do some of the more challenging work, to have great people to work with.
I'm just lucky to be part of such a great team and just part of a great university because it really does matter. The work is hard, but it's for a good reason.
We're really part of a team, and I think it's about people at all levels working together and respecting each other.
I truly enjoy the community overall. I feel like we all try to support each other even when we cannot, even like it's something beyond our power. We always try to support each other.
Working at Brown, so enjoyable. It really is like a family, and I feel so valued and trusted. The value and the richness at Brown, I think, is spectacularly in the people.
I love Brown.
And then see, at working at Brown, you get little moments like this, little things that happen, little moments like this, and little unexpected things, that little droplets that keep you here and keep you going.
I don't know about you, but I didn't get to see this video. Normally I get to see a preview. I didn't get to see this one this year. And every year it just touches me immensely. And I'm going to ask if all of you can stand. We care for each other. Give a hug, give a dap, but let's show how much we care for each other. Hug. There you go. I made sure it's allowed today. It's allowed. You can hug today. Thank you so much, everybody. You can stand or you can sit. We're getting ready to wrap up. We haven't quite done yet. Like, uh-oh. I just, you know, I was like, please don't let me cry on stage. But you know what, if I do, it's because it really, those videos and those moments, and to hear people really talking about their cards and then the importance of recognition, that's real. That's what makes Brown special. And again, that's what continues to inspire us year after year. I want to also give a round of applause to Office of University Communications, who does such a wonderful job with the videos. There are over like 105 messages of gratitude across 40 departments at Brown. And if you did not get a chance to submit a gratitude message, you still have time to do so at the gratitude board in Sales Hall. And you can find that board in the front of the room. A special thank you again, please, for Sarah Latham, President Paxson, and Megan Russell for welcoming us and setting the stage for this year's ceremony, and for all their continuous support of our programs. There's so many people to thank, but I also want to thank, I loved it, Joe, thank you Joe, for recognizing the staff who are helping to support this event. But also I've got to mention some people on our team, MJ Malpidi, who's our announcer, LDE team, Keith Thompson, Judy, Danielle Izzy, and Nicole Oakes of the event strategy and management team, OUC, Media Services, Dining Services, DPS, let's give them an extra round of applause for DPS. BAI, Athletics, Health and Wellness, Brown Bookstore, Facilities Management, Event Operations Team, ODI, Excellence Award Selection Committee, and also our UHR staff volunteers. And last but not least, where's Jeff gone? There he is, Jeff Green, right there. Thank you as always for your wonderful music. So at this time, we're going to now go over to Sales Hall for the traditional Bear Day reception. You should have received a ticket, so if you have, get one of those because it gives you a free drink. I'm not sure if it's alcoholic drink. I need to check to see what our team has done now on this one. But enjoy yourselves. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for coming to our Excellence Awards and Bay Day. Have a great day. See you at Sales Hall.